Hi there and welcome along to another workout for you to row along to. Today's session is going to be hard, okay? It's an interval workout and it's just going to be hard work to get through to the end, but you know you're going to make it to the end. It's not a maximum workout where sometimes you just feel, I can't do this. This is just on that hard, okay? So on my intensity pyramid, then it just sits right in the middle. It's hard, okay? Now, if you are doing this as week 5, session 2 of the 5K plan, then you are in taper week, and I do not want you to push this past the pace I'm about to give you, all right? Because you need to keep all of your energy for the end of this week when it's time for your time trial. If, however, you're doing this as a standalone workout and you do want to turn it into a maximum workout, then go slightly faster than the pace guide I am about to give, right? So what we're going to do is 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, all with 2 minutes rest in between. But as the time goes down, your speed and stroke rate goes up. So you're going to start off at 24 strokes a minute and at 2K plus 12, then 26 strokes a minute and at 2K pace plus 9 seconds, then 28 strokes a minute and 2K plus 5, and finally 30 strokes a minute at 2K plus 2. And if you want to go faster on that last 1 minute, you can regardless, okay? Now this workout can be found on the ErgZone app under the RowAlong track. Just look for RA30 where the warm-up, the session and the cooldown are all there to pre-program your PM5 monitor. Right, so let's get into our 4-minute warm-up before we start today's session. Now, as always, we always start off by setting up our machine and we go to drag factor first. On a Concept 2, there's a lever on the side and that controls how heavy the machine feels. Depending on what machine you use, just make sure to set it at a point where it feels like you're connecting, but you're not rowing a massive cruise ship down a stream, all right? If you don't know about drag factor, then please check out the video I have on the YouTube channel. Next up, go to your monitor and set it to eye height so you don't have to look up and don't have to look down. And finally, set your foot straps so they cover the bottom lace in your shoe, or at the very least, they'll let you get to the front of the machine comfortably with your shins pointing vertically. Right. Bit of a lot of stuff to pack into the intro today because of. So, 4-minute warm up. We're going to do this starting off at 18 strokes a minute for the first 2 minutes, and then we'll do some drill work for the next 2 minutes, okay? So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Right, so we're starting this off at just a nice, gentle pace where you're just connecting your legs as though you were doing a body weight squat. So you're not putting in a huge amount of a push, you're just making sure to put in a push with your legs, and then you're trying to work on the timing of when you do that push versus when the handle connects with the flywheel or the water wheel or the rubber band or whatever you're using on your machine. And once you've got that timing right, which is, I should explain, both happening at the same time. So you push with the legs and at the same time your hands connect with the machine, okay? Sending that power from your legs into the machine. And once you've got that timing right, you can start to increase the pace for this warm-up to around about 2K plus 20 seconds. Now, if you don't know what I mean by 2K plus, it means that you row a 2,000 meter time trial and then divide the result by 4. And that gives you your average time to cover 500 meters for a 2K time trial. And then you set your monitor to show the slash 500 meter time, and then you row, in this case, 20 seconds slower pace than your 2K pace. All right, 2 more strokes, and then we're going to put 1 foot on the floor. Let's put 1 foot on the floor, continue rowing. I realised that 2K pace thing was quite fast. There's a full description in the description of this video and on the website and on a separate video. But anyway, so continue rowing with 1 leg on the floor. Pretty much the same technique as before. Just have to think about your balance because you've only got 1 leg in. Swap legs, continue rowing. And what you'll find is your compression into the front of the machine should be easier. You should be able to get that a little bit more compressed because only one leg is in. Okay, 2 more strokes here. 1 more. Now let's put both feet in, legs straight, and just row with your back and your arms. So swing over your hips, then pull in your arms, then push out your arms and swing back over your hips, which is a really important part of the rowing stroke. The idea of having straight arms already and then swinging over your hips, then pulling in your arms. Okay, now slide to the front of the machine, straight arms, and just push out with your legs, keeping those arms straight and trying to hold a nice forward lean into the front of the machine. Okay, so you don't have to push too hard with your legs, because right now all you're doing is kind of getting used to driving out with straight arms and that forward lean. It's all about just timing and technique at this stage. Last stroke. Right, the warm-up is finished. Keep on moving up and down the rail, have a quick drink, and I'll explain one more time as quick as possible what we're doing today. Okay then, so you can see that that edit is only ever there for me to take off my hoodie, but anyway. So what we're doing today is 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute with 2 minutes rest in between. Now as far as programming your monitor is concerned, if you haven't used the ErgZone app to program in this entire session, then you can just go ahead and enter in the intervals with the 2 minutes rest manually into the monitor, or if you want to get rid of any chance of there being a start delay between the two of us, that kind of does happen with the Concept 2's monitor, then you can just set it to a 22 minutes and 5 second row, and then just basically just count down, stop and start when I start. The only thing you're really going to lose there is the kind of the interval metrics as you go into the logbook afterwards, but it's the safest way to do it in order to make sure that we both row in sync as you come in and out of the intervals. Lots of hand movements. Pace wise, so you're going to start off at 24 strokes a minute, 2k plus 12, then 26 and 2k plus 9, then 28 and 2k plus 5, and finally 30 strokes a minute and 2k plus 2 pace. Now, like I said in the main intro, if you're doing this as week 5 session 2, please just stick to those pace guides. I don't want this to become a top tier maximum workout for you, okay? However, if you're doing it as a standalone and you really want to have a max workout today, then just add 1 or 2 seconds to those pace guides and that's what you're gonna get. Anyway, let's get into this, all right? Less waffling from me. So we're gonna start off 24 strokes a minute and 2k plus 12 pace, all right? Watch me for stroke rate, and then hopefully we'll just both get into the same rhythm together. Here we go then in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Right. So again, if you're on the podcast, just listen to me rather than watch me, because you can't. But if you're on the YouTube channel, then just watch me, and when I take a stroke, you take a stroke. This is why I film these side on, and I don't have any cuts in the videos at all. It's so that you can just watch and stay in sync with me. Not that there's anything wrong with putting in video cuts, but I kind of want you to just zone out when watching me on screen, if that's what you're doing, and just get used to the rhythm of going back and forwards. Right, so we're a minute in, and I'm overcooking it a little bit. I'm at 2k plus 10 right now. Calm down, John. And I want you to start just thinking about what your body's doing when you're rowing. First and foremost, are you pushing off with your legs? And as you do so, are you holding that forward lean with straight arms? that I was so careful to talk about in the warm-up. Okay, so you want to push off with your legs, a forward lean, tilting over your hips, not just bending in with your lower back, and nice straight arms. Now it's not just kind of, what was the word? Rhetoric? No, that's the word. This isn't just a technique that people have used for so long and therefore we all just blindly follow it. The reason for that forward lean and arms straight is about getting the power from your legs into the machine, okay? And after all, at least 50% of your power should be coming from that powerful push of your legs when you're at the front of the machine. And if you then add in your backswing followed by a powerful arm pull, then that's another 30%, and then 20% with the arm pull, giving you your possible 100%. But if you push with your legs with bent arms, like you're pulling on the handle too soon, instead of straight arms, then you're soaking up some of that power from your legs with your rippling biceps. And you're also robbing yourself of that pulling distance at the back of the machine. So that's why you keep your arms straight, power transfer, and then power addition at the back. And then that forward lean of your back as you push with the legs not only helps that power to surge up through your body and into the machine, it protects you from kind of a upper or lower back injury by just letting all that power flow through. Whereas if you were leaning back from the start, suddenly all that power is going through your upper or lower back, which could cause injury. But again, if you swing back too soon, even before your leg drive, then that 30% power you have on offer as your back swings from the forward lean to the backward lean. Because think about it, it's a lot of mass to be shifting and swinging back. So if you have straight arms and add that in to the stroke, it's a good amount of power. And that's why you have straight arms and a forward lean as you push with the legs. 2 more strokes. 1 more. Good job. Well done. So there you go. That shouldn't have been too horrendous a start. I mean, my heart rate's up. I'm up at about 70% of my max heart rate, but quite happily talking to you the whole way through. I'm not busted here at all. As we go through, because we're going faster, the intensity feel of how hard you're rowing is going to feel a little bit higher. But because the time span gets progressively shorter, it should even itself out that you should kind of end round about the same way. I mean, if you start this off, say that was a 7 out of 10, then maybe by the time we get to the 1 minute to finish, we'll probably be up about 8 out of 10. And then that last 1 minute, depending on what you're like at going fast, then that might go up to the 9 out of 10. It might still stay at 8 out of 10. Who knows? Everybody's body's different, but the point being that this shouldn't really ever get to 10 out of 10. And even if it does, it'll be for like the last closing stages of each interval, not for like in the 5 minutes coming up. You're not going to get into that 10 out of 10 after 1 minute, as long as you're rowing at the right pace. So remember, this next one is 26 strokes a minute and 2K plus 9 pace, okay? So really just 3 seconds faster than you were just rowing. So stroke rate will take care of most of that. But you might have to put in a little bit more push to get there. 12 seconds to go then until the next interval. Get your handle up, give your bottom a wiggle to make sure you're comfortable. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Let's get that rhythm right. Try and get up to 26 as quick as you can. Like I say, if you just follow me, I might hover between 25 and 26 for the first few strokes, but pretty soon I'll get the rhythm to hold 26. And like I just said, just by having to put in a little bit more of a faster leg drive to increase your stroke rate, you should have found that your pace is increased by around about 3 seconds anyway. So it shouldn't really feel like you're kind of really over intensifying. No, shouldn't feel like you're that much more effort than before. But remember, stroke rate isn't just about the drive phase, it's also about the recovery phase. Especially the higher you go. Once we get to 28 and 30, it becomes really important to get the sequencing of your recovery correct. And what that means is, so you pull the handle in, but then instantly send it straight back out again in the same rhythm. So the same pace you brought it in at, you send it straight back out at, and you pivot back over your hips as the handle comes forwards, so that as the handle passes your knees, you should be in
that forward lean again. And then because of the momentum carrying you forwards, once those hands are past your knees, all you have to do is bend your knees and you'll go sliding effortlessly, says the man, effortlessly towards the front of the machine, ready for the next stroke. And that slide is also really important. Like I said right before the warm-up, you want to slide far enough for your shins to be pointing vertically. You don't want to go too far past that because you risk power leaks or sometimes injury, but you definitely want to get to that vertical position. If you're stopping up short, then have a look at your flexibility first off. Is it something you need to work on to allow you to bend forwards or slide forward, sorry, enough bending your ankles, or are your foot plates just too high? Or it could be you're sitting too far back in the seat with a bad posture. It's another reason. Anyway, all right, 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, last stroke, 1. Well done. So again, much the same heart rate for me, much the same outcome in terms of how laboured my breathing is. I feel that was still a 7 out of 10. Drink. It's really important that you stay hydrated through sessions like this, because the moment your body gets even a sniff of dehydration, that's when it starts to tighten up and you might kind of lose some performance level. Now, anything up to, I mean, interval workouts are different, but anything up to around about a half marathon in terms of straight rowing, I don't drink anything while I'm rowing. Like I say, in an interval workout like this, you get a chance to stop, have a drink, then you take it. But if I was to do an hour-long row, I just strap in and row for 60 minutes. I don't stop every 15 minutes and have a drink. And the reason for that is because I hydrate properly beforehand. Not so properly that I need to get off and run to the toilet halfway. That's even worse. But you should be able to hydrate enough beforehand properly that you don't have to stop mid-row. That said, if you're rowing and you suddenly go, I'm starting to feel dehydrated, and it means that you're only halfway through and stopping and having a drink will get you to the end, then unless you're in a race, then just stop and have a drink. There you go, I've completely gone back on myself there, but you get what I'm saying, don't you? Hydration's important, try and hydrate beforehand for long rows. Right, 8 seconds to go. We're gonna go up to 28 strokes a minute, 2K plus 5 next in 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now this is a 4-second jump from the last interval, so you may find that you have to give a proportionally stronger push with the legs. Gotta say, if I was to give my leg effort a score, I wouldn't say I was pushing any harder in order to go 4 seconds faster. that mostly stroke rate is taking care of the pace. This is only a 3-minute interval, so, and we're almost finished the first minute. So it should be more than manageable for you. Again, I like to toot my horn at this point and say that if I can hold the same proportional pace as you, and I'm talking to you, then you can certainly hold this pace and rate. Less than halfway to go. Remember, this is just meant to be a hard row where you feel yourself needing to put in more effort. Heart rate's up, breathing harder than normal, but you shouldn't feel that this one is running away from you. It's just teaching you to push. Unlike the bottom tier fitness boosting rows that you can kind of row in your sleep. Okay, 15 seconds to go. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Well done. That was over really quickly. So, the next one is, sorry, my microphone cable just fell out. It's been a while since I've complained about microphone cables. Anyway, final one is 1 minute at 30 strokes a minute. It's definitely, that one was a little bit more cardio intensive. You can tell I'm breathing heavier. I'd pretty much recovered by now in the last ones, but it's taken me about 20 seconds longer on that one. But the last one is 30 strokes a minute, 2K plus 2 pace if you're holding this on taper week. But if you're doing this as a standalone and you're wanting to make this go out of this kind of hard and into the max, then what I want you to do is still row this at 30 strokes a minute, okay? But get everything you can out of your legs for those 30 strokes. Okay, so see how fast you can go while capping your rate at 30 strokes a minute. It's a good exercise from time to time to try and overload a stroke rate and cap it. It teaches you control, this will teach you power, and it also means you're not going to be overspinning. If I just say go as fast as you want, chances are your technique's going to fly all out the window because you'll just be flying up and down the rail trying to go as fast as you can, which is what I do during a 500 meter race, to be fair. But 30 strokes a minute, or like I say, 2K plus 2 if you're on taper week, because we're going in 10 seconds time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now I'm going to try and go for power here. Try and see what I can do. So I'm 2K minus 5 right now. Remember, your power generates from your legs. You'll have to brace against the handle with your arms, and then that tension will then lead how hard you push in or pull in the handle to your chest at the back of the stroke. 3, 2. Well, I saw 137 at the end there, which is quite nice. That was what, 2k minus 8? I'll take that. Catch your breath, have a drink. We'll do the 2-minute cool down in about 30 seconds, okay? So just compose yourself. I never did shave or get a haircut after week 5 session 1, did I? Okay, settle yourself in, strap back in, wiggle your backside, make sure you're comfortable, because I'll start the cool down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now again, run about 18 strokes a minute. Now think about keeping that pace up to about 2k plus 20 for the first 45 seconds to a minute. Just because you've just been working hard and your heart rate might still be up. So kind of match the effort to it, and then round about now start easing off the pace. Still connect with your legs, get the timing right to connect with the legs and the hands at the same time, but start easing off the pace closer to 2k plus 30 maybe, or like a 4 out of 10 effort, bearing in mind 1 out of 10 is sitting on the couch, watching television, eating a packet of Tunnocks tea cakes. But then, if you ate an entire box of Tunnocks tea cakes, you should probably come back onto the machine and do some more rowing, burn off those calories. I exercise because I love food. In fact, today's a Friday, and we all know what that means, and we all know that Ken's wife knows what that means, doesn't it, Ken's wife? It's a Friday. What does that mean then, Ken's wife? Can't hear you. Yep, means it's spaghetti night. Sorry, just one of the YouTube comments, Ken, he's always saying that when I get to a row, his wife often hears me chatting away, and it's pretty much always a Friday when I'm having spaghetti. And she's like, does he ever eat anything other than spaghetti? I do, but not on a Friday. Friday night dinner for the past 20 years has been spaghetti bolognese. It's a ritual, a rite of passage for my amazing wife and I. Right. So there we go. I'm waffling about. I can't waffle about my amazing wife because she's amazing, but you get what I mean. So no matter how you played that, whether that was a standalone session or whether that was week 5, session 2, the taper week for the 2K, I do hope you enjoyed that. I mean, pushing that 7531 as a standalone is fantastic because you really get a chance, and it's all within bite-sized chunks. And because you're going faster each time, you're like, oh, this is great. But it also works really well as a taper because you're getting to put in that little bit extra push from your legs, but on shorter time periods, which means that you're not draining your energy tank ready for session 5 of this week, which is then the time trial where you're going to try and put all this together into what you're doing, okay? So in terms of the taper week, it's all about energy conservation while also keeping you powering along at the top power. So we don't want your power to drop in while we go through taper week, okay? That's the really important part. You don't just stop and then suddenly your fitness dissipates and your power dissipates. You do sessions like this to keep everything topped up, but also to let the fuel tank stay as close to brimming at the top as possible. Okay, so that's the importance of that stuff. Now I'm waffling, but yeah. So anyway, that's it. We're done with session 2. I'll maybe try and remember to show you when I'm done today. I just ran out of time last time. I did look kind of disheveled and whatever, but hey. Yeah, so I do hope you enjoyed that. Hashtag for today, what did we talk about? What should we do? So we do, and I don't want to, yeah, well, taper. Well, then I feel bad for all the standalone people who, if you did this, tell you what, if you did this as part of taper week, use hashtag taper. If you did it as a standalone workout, then do hashtag push it to the max. Okay, if you can work it out with it, push it to the max. Big long one. Just so you can let me know how you did it, because yeah, and it also proves that you made it this far through my rambles. Yeah, so the next one is going to be back down to bottom tier fitness boosting for the week 5 taper people, which means I also get a chance to continue the story of me, the story of why I'm the guy sitting here trying to get you how to row faster. What happened to me over the past, where are we, 7 years since I started properly indoor rowing and competing and stuff. Listen, it's a way to pass the time, okay? There's nothing else. You don't have to watch it. Anyway, right, okay, I'm rambling. All, please stay safe and be well and stuff. I really hope you've enjoyed this. Leave me a comment. Remember, use the hashtags taper or hashtag push it to the max if you're going to comment, just so I know where you got to. And I will see you in the next one. I've already said stay safe, be well, so I might as well just say bye-bye. Bye-bye.